It's
Here
the
we go.
LXG
You're gonna start.
Podcast.
You gonna start it off again. You gonna start like that already? Yo, unbelievable! I knew it. Yo, this
You
is how
look
we
down
gonna do
for
it. This is how it's starting, right?
yeah.
All of this is
Look
just
at all this. Look at all this. Hi, people. This is the LXG Podcast. We got it popping this week, yo. You
yeah.
ready?
We back, man. We definitely back. Let's start off on a bright note and give all respects and all praises to the Most High. Thank you for allowing us to be here, allowing us to bring this content to all of our subscribers, all our listeners, all our viewers,
Loyal
and
fans.
just for having a great week. We all have ups and downs, but as long as we get up, we stay up. Pause.
That's a fact. That's a fact. So, this week on the
Yes, sir.
LXG Podcast, what's the first thing that we want to talk about? First of all, I just want to say, yo, your camera looks really crispy this week, bro.
Thank you. I mean, listen, you was the one who taught me to invest, and I tried to invest in the best, and I know you're only gonna get what you put out. You know, I'm just trying to give them the best quality that is
There we go.
possibly able to be given, and
There we go.
this is
There we go.
it right here.
There we go. There we go. There we go. There we go. All right, man. What's up? What's first? Where the hell is my? What's that?
First, I mean, we could start this off ice cold, man, with Drake, man. Let's start it off with Drake.
Drizzy Drake.
Yes, sir.
Drizzy Drake.
Let's get that
So-
Canadian rapper. Let's get that Jamaican/Canadian rapper out here in the open. Hopefully, you know, I mean, listen, let's speak it into existence. One day we'll have him on the pod, man. Straight up.
No, that's a fact. Drake is doing his rollout for his album right now. It's the Iceman, right? Iceman is the name of his album that's about to drop. And he did some, I want to call it event or stunt or whatever he did, but he did some
He did some great promotion.
great promotion where he had how much ice? It was like a lot of ice,
Like
tons of this.
ice bricks that weighed tons, and he had the release date for the album buried
Inside.
within, and he
Yeah.
had a lot of spectators come out. He had streamers come out, fans. They came out with blowtorches. They came out with ice picks. They came out with all sorts of tools to try to break the ice, literally.
Yeah.
Somebody found it. The person that found it actually was a streamer, if I'm not mistaken. So, like, what are the odds? A lot of people were saying that it was rigged because out of everybody, a streamer got it. But come to find out that the release date for Iceman is May 15th.
May 5th.
That's right around the corner. What I'm hoping is that we're going to get top tier Drake. We are going to get the Drake that we've been missing, that the game's been missing. To actually uplift the hip hop scene for the foreseeable future and for the summer, of course, for the summer. Like let's get it up, man. Let's get it popping. Like it's some good music out there, but when you don't have someone that is pushing the envelope and can like literally wake up the beast or give a nudge to hip hop to where people is like, nah, I gotta get my pen together. I gotta get my pen right. I gotta get my work right. It kind of gets whack. Like that's where we are. We're in a state of whackness right now. Like, and hopefully this is something that when it drops will wake people up. But besides like the people that's already doing their thing, like Stove God, West Side Gun, Conway, you know, the people that are consistent, because these guys are consistent. They drop 4 or 5 albums a year, project after project after project. But like for the people that stick to the regular routine of 1 album or 2 albums max per year, hopefully this will, you know, wake them up and put a battery in their back and let them do what they have to do and get some good workout, man, because really and truly, a lot of the things that's been coming out has been subpar. It hasn't been nothing that's been really exciting that makes you want to, like, where you go outside and now the weather's kind of nice and you hear 90% of the vehicles playing the same joint. It's not like that. That feeling is not here, and I miss that feeling. So hopefully it it definitely does that and brings that back to the game. Even
That's a
with
fact.
this, yeah, sorry for cutting you, but along with this, there are rumors, and this is just allegedly, but I don't know if this is good PR or what, but Kendrick was seen in LA leaving out of a club wearing a whole fireman's suit, like everything, gear.
Was that really confirmed, or was it's a rumor?
If what was a rumor?
Is it a rumor, or is it confirmed? Do we have photos of this? Do you see it? Like in this day and
The
time, people.
outfit?
Yeah, you saw it.
Oh yeah, TMZ posted it.
Oh, I didn't see it. That's what I'm asking you.
Oh, okay. I thought you was talking about the album. Like, I mean, they're saying that he's allegedly dropping an album the same day, same time, called Fireman. Now that right there is not confirmed, but him being in the whole fireman suit, the fireman uniform with the hat and everything, that was leaked by TMZ.
Oh,
So I mean,
I didn't.
not saying what TMZ post is law, but they're pretty reputable when it comes to giving out news. Not to say that they can never be wrong, but when I did see the picture, it actually was from TMZ.
Okay. But let me talk about this Drake thing. So, on some real hip hop, I'm not gonna say Drake is your traditional real hip hop. He's a new breed of hip hop, and the fact that he's been gone for this long, and we only heard what "Sexy Songs for You" with him in The Weekend. Well, not The Weekend. I'm sorry, the Party Next Door last year. That was the last thing we heard from him,
Yeah,
and I think that we're in for a treat because this momentum that he's coming with for this album should be what will bring him back into the limelight, like completely, because people are doubting him. I see people online talking about, oh, why he lost the battle. Why are you still riding for this dude? He was never dead. You know what I'm saying? I'm very excited for this album to come out. I see a lot of Kendrick fans whining online that people are putting ice cubes in their ice cube emojis in their comments. But back when Drake was losing the battle, people were putting all type of stuff under his comments and all the other fans. So listen, it's his time right now. Drake is about to show y'all, and I can honestly say I'm a Drake fan, so this may be biased, but at the same time, there's a void, and I feel like the void is going to be filled right now by him coming back out. Shout out to everybody who supported him while he was down, because at the end of the day, I thought that he lost the battle, and I give him that 100%. But I think, for me, I feel that he got done wrong in the industry. It was like the hate Drake. Like to hate Drake was in style for a while, and I don't understand why he got that much hate when he helped so much people in the industry.
because you got to know, when you're on, everybody wants to be around you, and as soon as they say they feel that you fell off or you're not as hot as you once were, or you're not the top of the top in the limelight, then people start to back off, and that's been the situation from the beginning of time. Like, this is not even with just hip hop. This is just regular. Like, you can have boys that's your boys, and once you're doing good in life and everything is popping, they want to be around you, and as soon as you have hard times, let's say, that's why they say you find out who your real friends are, because then you find out that a majority of the people that was there with you were only with you for certain reasons
That's a
that
fact.
was beneficial to them. But when it's not beneficial to them, they're not there. So just like Fab said, it's either you beneficial or you beneficial. You know what I mean? And a
Oh,
lot
I
of
never
people are
heard.
not
That's fact.
official. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
that's
And that's
fact.
a fact. So
That's a fact.
um with that
I've been
being
down.
said, yeah, I'm a Drake fan as well. I'm looking forward to the album. I'm looking forward to see what he does with the rest of this rollout. Is looking like the hype is being built, and I hope that it's being built for a worthy Drake project, something that will have the summer turned up. Because when he makes songs, Drake is like the master of the craft of making hits. Like these are gonna
Hits
be hits.
for
He
real.
may throw some jabs here and there in some of the tracks, but 9 times out of 10, his joints are gonna be hits. And that's what I want to hear. I want to be able to have, my sunroof open, windows down, and playing hits. And I want to, drive down maybe 10 blocks and 8 out of the 10 blocks is playing a different track of hit.
Facts.
You know what I
That's a
mean?
fact.
That's where I want it to be. That's what I want it to be for the summer. So hopefully this is what we're looking forward to. He took some time off. He put a lot of time and effort into this. And hopefully it shows forth and shows through with the music.
That's a fact. That's a fact. I really do think that it's gonna be it's gonna be his summer this year. We'll see though. At the end of the day, we're gonna see who he collabed with on this album, what kind of production he's gonna have. His production is always on point. He might have
I'm
a
gonna
surprise for
say
us.
this. I'm gonna say this right now, man.
It's a hot take. Is this a hot take?
I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna say I think he got a track with Hove. I'm gonna say this right now. I'm gonna say Hove is on the album.
You think Hove is on the album?
I think Hove is on the album.
Okay. All right. I'll give you that. We'll double back.
Yeah.
And we'll see.
Yeah.
But for the most part, I do think that people are sleeping on him for, like, it's so much Drake hate, bro. It's so much Drake hate. But at the end of the day, the numbers don't lie, bro. This man has been putting up numbers on the board for a long time. And
absolutely.
And like you said, he makes songs. He's gonna make the ladies sing, bro. That's what he's gonna do. When the ladies sing, you could tell you know. He could talk to both male and female, but whatever. We'll see. We'll see. So on another note, I seen that you put in something in here about an 18-year-old. What's that
This
about?
is the thing that happened by the park next to the school.
Oh, okay. I didn't realize that was it. Yeah, Roy Wilkins.
Yeah, 15-year-old boy, Jaden Pierre, he was shot and killed.
Yeah, that video is crazy.
Very recent. And if you got a chance to view the video, because, with social media and everything's online. And this is what is the difference in this day and age versus when we grew up. Everything is recorded and posted. Like, even if it's something that's going to incriminate the person that's recording it, they're so hyped for clout that they're going to post it anyway.
That's a fact.
They jumped this young man. He wasn't even fighting back. I don't know what the prior history was to him getting jumped, but they jumped him, and it was a very large group jumping him. And I'm not going to say I'm surprised about that, because jumping has been going on forever. Like, I've been jumped more than once when I was in when I was in high school and when I was in elementary school. So it's something that happens. If you come out, usually you come out of it, you have some bruises, some cuts, some scrapes, and you get back. The way we used to say it is, if you jump me, I'm gonna catch you one by one. That's how we used to look at it. Like, I'm gonna remember who jumped me, and when I see you, I'm gonna take you off one by one. And we go shoot the fear. We go get that back. But unfortunately, in this day and age, everybody is carrying weapons. And that's due to the fact that I feel like a lot of the YNs, a lot of the new generation, they don't know how to fight. They wasn't grown from that cloth where, usually growing up, you have your cousins or your brothers that you play fight with and you slap box, and you have your father that teaches you when he's around, like, how to defend yourself.
Right.
Nowadays it's so easy to get a hammer or a burner, that this is what these kids utilize. If they feel that their feelings are hurt, or you embarrassed or humiliated them, the first thing that they go for is a weapon immediately. It's either they're going to stab you or they're going to shoot you. So they jumped this young man, and it was a group of them. And if that wasn't bad enough, if you watch a video,
They do.
they pistol whipped him. That's what happened. They
Crazy.
pistol whipped him. When
Yeah.
in the
That
video
shit.
you see when he pistol whipped him, the gun went off.
Yeah.
So he might not even have meant to fire the weapon,
Right.
but the fact that he even had the weapon in his hand and used it to pistol whip him, and it went off and shot him in the chest, RIP to that young man, he died.
Yeah.
Now they have pictures of him. They've been looking for him. It's a 80-year-old young man with dreads. His
Yeah. So
family was saying, well, his mother was saying that he had unalived himself. This was allegedly what she was saying. They had her picture posted all over social media, and she was using that he unalived himself, I guess in hopes to save him from, street justice and jail. Come
is
to
that
find
true?
out,
Is that true?
no, so it's not true. He didn't unalive himself. There was no body. There was no evidence to substantiate the fact that he unalived himself.
Okay.
What did come to light was he fled. He fled to Jamaica, and he's 18 years old. He's a young boy, so it's not like he just picked up and had money and went. Like, he had his parents. I know parents, they love their kids or whatever, but to see your child essentially kill somebody and then put him on a plane and send him to another country to escape the consequences is disheartening, number one, and it's bad parenting. I know we love our kids, but you have to face what you did and deal with the consequences. Like, don't pull it out if you're not going to use it. You
So
understand?
they know for a fact that he's in Jamaica.
So this is what happened. The story's still ongoing. So they found that he was in Jamaica and he landed back in New York today. Now, it's unclear. They didn't say if he was extradited back to New York or whatever, but they knew, like, the police report said that he was in Jamaica. So they knew he was in Jamaica. He landed this morning and they apprehended him at 9:20 and arrested him. Now,
Wow.
from them taking him, when they was taking him from the precinct to, I guess, Rikers or wherever they're taking him to, his parents, I mean, the young man that passed away, that died, his
Yeah.
family members were there to see them escort him out. And you should have seen, they were screaming and, telling him that, they wish that the worst of the worst happens to him in jail. The guy had dreads. I don't know if you've seen the picture, but he had dreads.
I saw the photo.
Yeah.
The still of him.
Yeah, so
Like,
he
he
had
was.
dreads.
Yeah. I saw
They
that.
had the arrest paper up, like the wanted paper. He had his dreads, and now today, when he was going to, he had a low Caesar. Like, he cut off his dreads. He fled to Jamaica. Like, he did everything that he could do to try to, like, avoid and not be caught. And this is not without aid of people that knew what he did.
He did. Yeah. So people.
His parents had to be a part of him going to Jamaica. People are even saying, like, the barber should be targeted because he cut his dreads off to, like, try to hide his identity. Now, I don't know how true that is,
He
because
could have cut his own hair. He could have cut
he
his
could have
own.
cut his own hair, or he could have went right after it happened and got his hair cut without
Yeah.
it have hit the news yet and them not even knowing. But long story short, this young man is locked up now, murder charges. It's on tape. I mean, it's
Something like that happened around here. About 4 months ago. It's kind of like the same thing. This kid was he was in Dunkin' Donuts parking lot. I don't know if you've seen it. And
yeah,
he
you
was
told me.
right before school, and some dude came up to him and he was saying something, and the dude took out the hammer and just just let go. And then after that, the kid ran around the corner, and it was caught on camera. While it happened, they caught it from across the street, and you seen him running. It's just a crazy time we live in now, bro. I mean,
Yeah.
like, we're not gonna pretend like guns wasn't there when we grew up.
Yeah,
We
of
knew
course, of
dudes with
course.
hammers. We seen things happen, but it's a different time now. Now, like you said before, that people are doing it for the clout. They want to do it and then go online and then do a drill song about it and brag about it. It's one of those things that when we were younger, when people did have burners, it was more for if somebody did something. So now people are doing stuff recklessly. Like, it's
Yeah.
like nobody can tell these kids to chill out because of the fact that they doing it for the clout, bro. And it's senseless. It's really senseless. I really do hope that they throw the book at him.
Put him under the jail, man.
Yeah, put him under the jail because it's crazy.
Good.
Nah, because I know you have daughters. I have a son. I'm living in the area where that happened. Actually, that's down the street, like about 4 blocks away from my son's school where that happened. Right? And I was just in awe. And he always asked me. I remember he used to ask me, "Can we go to Roy Wilkins Park? I want to go after school. And I always said, "Nah, you just don't need for you to go over there." And to hear this, it's kind of crazy, bro. It's just like, yo, we got to stay prayed up, and we have to stay together as a people to at least speak to the youth that we know, so that they can spread the word to their friends, so that at least some of knowledge that we have is passed down in the streets. You know what I'm saying? Because I know they ain't gonna listen to us direct unless
And
we're close
that's
enough.
what I was going to touch on too. When we was growing up, the OGs used to check us. You know what I mean? Like it was a different day and age. I know that, but stuff like this wasn't going down as much as it is now, because like the OGs in the hood, like the older kids or whatever that we looked up to as big brothers, they would check us for foolishness. Like they
It's a
wouldn't
fact.
allow certain things to happen. And now it doesn't go down like that, because then you have, the mothers that be like, don't talk to my kid like that. And not pointing out the mothers, but a lot of times it's single mother households, and they're like, oh, that's my son, and don't say nothing to my son, to where like people don't even want to get into that type of situation.
Facts.
But that's another factor. Like we don't have the same type of structure as we used to have when we were growing up. And this is something I didn't even put on the docket, but I don't know if you heard about this. This is just like the teenage boy that was trying to talk to the young girl on the street the other day. From what was told, is like he was asking, and there's a video of this, he was asking her for her number or something like that, and she was like, nah, I don't want to be a part of it, or nah. And she was a young girl too, like 15 years old. And then homeboy like puffed up on her, like, and was like, word, and somebody's recording it, and he picked her up and body slammed her on her head and then stomped her on her face.
What?
Literally. And
your algorithm is crazy, bro. I see stuff, but I don't be seeing
but
all
it's
of
on
that.
the news too. It's not even just social media. This is on the news because homeboy got locked up, and his mother started speaking to like all the newscasters or whatever the case may be. And she was like justifying it by trying to flip it and say that she was bullying him and she had pushed him, and it's all lies. And I felt real bad because you could tell by her accent she was from Jamaican descent. And no lie, like it sounded like something was wrong with her. Like she had a few screws loose. Like she's not
Right.
all the way there mentally.
Right.
And it was a shame because she was justifying the fact. And like when the reporters was asking her, like, do you have any evidence? And she would say yes, and they would say, well, then give us the evidence, because this will refute what's being said about your son. And she was
Yeah.
like, no, because it's all lies. Like the video is there. It's like the situation with Trump where they trying to tell you what you're seeing is not what you're seeing.
Facts.
That's what it is. Like the
Trying.
video is plain as day. You see the girl trying to walk away from him, like leave me alone, and he picks her up and flips her, and he got I forgot what the arrest is, but it's not like attempted murder. But I feel like in certain cases, like I don't care about all that street stuff. Don't snitch, this, that, and third. That's for certain set of people. That's not for me. I'm a grown man. I have 2 kids, right? And I'm not with that. I mean, I'm not saying that I'm willingly going out there and I'm pointing a finger and saying this and the third, but a spade is a spade. Like if that was my daughter, God forbid, it's up. And when I say it's up, it's totally up, because there's no way I could look on the news or social media and see a boy unprovokingly, because my daughter didn't want to
What do
give
you what
him
do
no
you,
play.
what do you think that's about, bro? Because that's like the same thing like when we was watching the Ice Spice video
Yeah.
and that young dude wanted to fight Ice Spice. What's up with these YNs wanting to step to females? I don't
Yeah, like
understand that.
this was never a thing where boys fought women and girls. Like
I
this
don't.
is crazy. And that's why I say this goes back to what I was just saying about the OGs, because at the end of the day, we knew the code. We knew, like, at the end of the day, we used to say stuff like, go get your brother. Like this used to be the type of talk we used to say. All right,
Or
go get your
or,
brother, because
or
we
we
know,
would
huh? Or
get
we would
our
get a girl,
girl
we go get
cousin
a girl
or
and get her.
yeah,
Like
yeah.
we would prolong the situation and be like, all right, not today, but when I see you and my shorty is here, or my sister is here, or my homegirl is here,
My
it's up.
cousin, yep,
Like,
yep,
yeah, or my cousin,
yeah.
whatever the case may be, because we knew we not gonna put our hands on them, but at the end of the day, it's gonna happen. It may not be today, but it's gonna happen, and it's gonna happen the right way. You know what
I
I'm
don't
saying?
know.
Like,
I don't know.
and it's just like I just totally don't understand it. But this is the life and the times that we live in right now. And I'm just disappointed in the way of which the new generation carries themselves and acts, from what we just spoke about, down to even the disrespect that they have for the elderly. Like we would even curse in front of older people, much less the things that I'm seeing now,
I
where
don't
they're
know.
fighting elderly people. They won't get up and give a seat to an elderly person. They'll curse and spit at elderly people. Like all of these things right now, I could even fathom as a youth growing up. And the fact that they are so open and willing to do these things just shows the type of upbringing that they had. And
I think it's broken homes, it's dads not being there, like you said, no OGs.
yeah,
It's a whole litany
a
of
collective.
things, yeah,
Yeah.
of things that culminate to that to these kids. And I would never think that I would be at this age saying this, like it's crazy. It's like we used to hear elders tell us stuff and we used to say, oh, they bugging out sometimes, you know. But at the end of the day, we did listen. We knew. I mean, but you and I always say, I think that we were raised by a village.
Yeah.
These kids, they don't have the village like that. They don't have the mentors or like you or somebody to sit them down and let them know, like war stories that we went through, so they know not to go through that.
They don't
You
even
know,
have TV shows like us to watch. Like that's another
yeah,
thing. Like
that is
they're
truth.
growing up off of social media
Yeah, that's that.
and
Yo, you're right. You're
all
right.
these things that are fake. We grew up
Yeah,
on
we had the
TV shows
Cosby's.
that promoted respect and a good upbringing. Like we watched stuff that actually grounded us
Fact.
versus the things that they have to look up to in life nowadays, which is one of the pillars that made us the people that we are today. Like the whole system that we grew up on helped us become who we are. You know, the
Nah, it's a
OGs,
fact.
our parents, our aunts, our cousins, like everybody was involved as one when we were growing up, as where now parents, and I'm not gonna say all parents, but a majority of parents just be like, yo, just do whatever you want to do. Your friends is doing it, you could do it. Where we grew up in an area where it was like your parents would tell you, so I don't care about what your friends do.
Yep.
Those are not my kids.
Yeah, I remember my mom wouldn't even let me go outside to play outside on the block because she just didn't. She was like, tell me like, yo, there's all type of stuff going on out there. But I'm like, nah, I want to go and play. I remember you used to come over and be like, let's go outside, and she would
Yeah.
tell us no, and then we would have to fight to get to go outside just to play because
Yeah.
it was a whole different time then, bro. It's a
Yeah.
whole different time,
Yeah.
whole
Like
different time.
it's I mean, look, man, we were able at a young age, especially growing up in a Caribbean household, were able to be trusted without any social media, without any cameras or nothing, to come home and stay home by yourself, right? Make sure you do the right thing, eat dinner, do your homework without someone sitting there and telling you what to do. And it was perfectly
Sometimes,
fine. Huh? Yeah, sometimes, yeah, but that's natural. I'm talking about, but you can't do that at all in these days because these kids in this day and age are totally, first of all, they're grown before they grown.
yeah.
That's just number one. And you know, from them seeing everything that they see on social media, to them, everything on social media is true. They compare their real life to fake social media.
Yep.
You know, they aspire to be what social media is promoting.
But
And
you can't blame them if they don't have no guardrails, though.
yeah,
A lot of people don't
they
have,
need
yeah,
guidance. They
yeah,
need
they need
guidance.
guidance. Yeah, and social media and these social media sites are liable too. There was just I think we spoke about this about a few weeks ago about different companies being sued for endangering kids because
Yeah,
a lot of
yeah,
girls are basically on there and they're having what do you call that, image problems where they feel like they're not, they're not.
yeah. Like I mean, and that's a whole nother subject. We gotta have a whole pod on that. We're gonna literally we're gonna have to have like an extra pod just speaking on that because um I even put something in the docket about that where we could touch on that a little bit later. But I would have never thought like from our time growing up to now, we used to deal with weave. We used to just have to deal with weaves, and it's it has grown to the point where they are taking ribs out of their body. Like, who would have ever thought that?
Didn't Janet Jackson do that?
I don't know. You know, the only people that I know that have done it, I don't know no one personally, but you know, like I would say like Tanisha from Starlets or something like that. Just like, for example, like they're going and taking ribs out to fit a criteria of being perfect because they're all aspiring to be this dime, this perfect example of what they think men think a woman is. And it's disheartening because that's not where it's at, man. And if they only knew that most men want a natural female. Most men, if you do like they may want the
You did a
made up
survey.
bodies and the BBLs and stuff for a fun time, but not a long time. All right, they'll play with it, but they don't want that as a wife. They don't want to keep that. You know what I mean? Like that's not something. So it's temporary, and then
All
on
right, let me
top of
play.
it,
Let
huh?
me play. Let me play devil's advocate though.
Go ahead, go ahead.
There's a lot of guys out there that's like, not even saying guys. Yeah, a lot of guys that go to the strip club and feed into these girls' egos. It's strip club culture where this whole BBL thing came from, I believe.
Yeah,
Basically, when they were in the strip club, a guy is tipping one girl with a fatty, and the girls that don't got a fatty ain't get don't get no money. So they're doing it for the bottom line, and they're looking at it like, oh, a rapper just came through and made it rain in this section, and we not that. So this is why I gotta go get my body done. And then one girl see another one. Is monkey see, monkey do. And there's no guidance, like we said before. We backtrack to that. There's no dads really in the lives of these girls doing real father work, and they are stuck outside looking at everybody else like a BBL is a pair of Jordans, and they want what they see.
Yeah,
I can't be. I'm mad at it because it starts to look alien. It starts to look alien when you look at the bodies, but at the same time, there is a market for that. There's a market for
I
that, and
get
it
it,
may
and
not be for us,
I
but
know,
there is a
I never
market.
said that there's not. But to see that's when you're living in a fantasy world, because when you go to the strip club, that's just for a good time for right then and there. Then when you leave, you go back to reality. You know, a lot of people that go there are even married, and they go there, they have their fun, then they go home to their wife and they live their life. You gotta. It goes further than that, because, and this is the point. This is where it gets really interesting, where these females are going and doing all of these body augmentations, and they're risking their lives
Yeah,
for it. Like that's the thing. Like if it was something that was safe, if it was something that was, a standard procedure, or something that, didn't have such risk factors, a BBL is like the most dangerous surgery that you can get, if I'm not mistaken. So many people die. It's not like they have complications, because that's another story, that you can have complications, but this is like where they say in a disclaimer that, and you be watching about the pills and it be saying suicidal thoughts, blah blah blah, up to death. No, this is like, death is a likely thing that can happen. So at the end of the day,
yeah,
and a
but
lot
you
of these girls that have BBLs know people that has actually died doing it, and still will go and risk their life for that. That is what
why?
blows
Because
mine. That's
yeah,
what blows mine. And
yeah,
and they're not thinking about the long-term effects. They're not thinking about what happens 5, 10 years down the line. They're not thinking about, okay,
some
I'm
of them
doing,
wake up.
huh?
Some of them wake up. Some of them wake up.
Some of them wake up, but when
Some
they
of them
wake
wake up.
up, they've had it already. They've had their fun with it, and now they're taking it out. You
Yeah,
understand? Which is
like what
another
was her name?
complication.
Black
Bernice,
China.
Bernice
Bernice
just
did it too,
took
and
us
Black
out.
China
Black
took us
China,
out.
China's found God, and
Yeah,
she wanted to take all hers out. I mean, I get it. People do things when they're young, and as they get older, they realize the mistakes that they've done, and they regret it, and they try to fix it. Back in our day, and I don't
yeah,
like to
we
keep
saw.
on saying
Yeah,
back in our day,
yeah,
but because we're not old like that. But what I'm saying is, like, when we grew up, like, the most that people used to regret and look back and say, damn, I should have did that, was maybe getting a tattoo of Betty Boop on their arm, or Tweety Bird on their chest.
yeah,
That was like
yeah.
as far as it went. Like, oh my
Or
gosh, I
getting a
got Tweety.
piercing, or getting a piercing that you didn't like, but you could
Yeah,
always take
something
it
that,
out.
simple stuff.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? This
yeah,
right here, like now, and it's not
yeah.
now, but they going and getting their lips huge. If they only knew how stupid they look, like, and I get it, you're gonna say, not you're gonna say, but there is a market for that. But they all look dumb. I have yet to see one that actually looks proper, or especially on the black females that already have full lips. They make it look cartoonish at this point, and everybody wants to be different by being the same.
Listen,
Everybody
listen.
wants to be
I'm
different
gonna
by
say
being the
like this.
same.
If no, that's when we talk like this, it is coming from a point of view of saying that we don't like it. I
Uh-huh.
understand that, but at the end of the day, it's their body. They could do what they want to do. You know what I'm saying?
My
So,
body, my
I'm
choice. I get it. I
yeah,
get it.
yeah, yeah. It's their body. They
I
could
get
do whatever.
exactly. Listen, and like I said, this is just my opinion.
Yeah,
I'm not saying that this is fact. I'm not saying that this is law. I'm not saying what I'm saying is actually the truth. This is just my opinion.
yeah.
I know I share the same opinion with a lot of other like-minded people, and I know that there's a whole group and sector of people that believe the complete opposite and are probably gonna watch this and say he doesn't know what he's talking about. And I
Yeah.
totally understand that.
Yeah, because it's all the stuff with substance is never really like championed. We don't see the stuff that like the naturalness. We don't see the people that the people with the high GPAs out there.
No.
We don't champion that. We champion all the F stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Fuck shit. All the fuck shit.
Yeah, all the fuck
Yeah,
shit. I was trying
I
to
mean,
keep it
at the end of the
PG, but
day, you got people. Look at this. People taking Ozempic, which is for people that have diabetes. You have people that's taking Wegovy. You have people like Serena Williams that people used to look at and they say, oh, she's a great tennis player. She was fit. She was strong. I mean, the guys that I know used to look at her body and be like, yo, she's crazy. And now she's like a toothpick because she's taking these and promoting these injections.
and you would say that, and then she would say, "But I'm healthy."
Yeah, but the proof is in the pudding. Like she can say she's healthy. That doesn't necessarily mean she's healthy. She could say she's healthy because she's getting a check to say she's healthy. She was
No, I'm
healthy
just saying.
before.
No,
She was healthy before when she was winning all those championships.
yeah, I know.
You understand?
I'm
She
just
was
telling.
healthy. So you getting paid a undisclosed amount of money to promote something is just like the CEO for McDonald's that is making millions a year off of something that he won't even eat. He don't even eat.
Or the guy from Pfizer that didn't even want to take
Take the shot. Like, so
shot.
come on,
Yeah,
like she could say she's healthy. I don't believe it. She looks just like West Indian, and I'm not saying it knock on wood, but she looks sick.
she
At
looks
this
sick.
point, I'm not saying she is. Some people are supposed to be a certain weight. So some people, like, I'm not saying fat, but some people are supposed to have weight on them. It looks right. When they lose all of that, it doesn't look right on them. That's just my opinion.
No, the fact about it, I was real sad when I saw her look like that. I was like, damn.
Yeah, like at the end of the day, I'm gonna take it a step further, and this may be unpopular opinion, but I personally believe my opinion only is that this has to do with her having a white husband and her trying to fit the status quo of what the society is supposed to say is justified as beautiful and the proper size of a woman that she is. That's what I feel. I feel like it all comes together collectively, and this is what essentially made her make that decision. I pray for her.
You have to think about it. Listen,
yeah, because I gotta be politically correct, but
she gonna be good regardless. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like
I mean,
regardless,
she's rich.
she's rich. She good.
Yeah.
She could get back thick if she wanted to right now. You know what I'm
Hopefully,
saying?
because you got to understand the side effects of these things tell a different story. They tell a different story, 100%. Like especially like especially the Ozempic and stuff. It says that it destroys your muscle tissue. A lot of people are
bone density,
muscle tissue. Like it makes it to where you can't even regain that again when you're done.
I don't know about that. Let's get the.
I mean, this is what medical doctors have said. I know you saying you
lose,
don't.
I heard that because I've looked into it. I'm a big guy. I was like, let me look into this, see what it's about. They said that you lose bone density, and some people go blind.
Yeah.
And then they said some people basically you feel like a complete shell of yourself. You're always like nausea. You always feel like you want to throw up. But they said that if you do it, you should do strength training while you do it so that you can retain your bone density. But at the same time,
my question to you is, who's they?
Who's they?
Because you said they said. Who's they?
Doctor.
Okay, I just wanted to clarify that because I really am an advocate for not listening to they. I don't like they. But
Okay.
let's not stay on this topic because, like I said, we need to have this discussion with some special guests on our show, some female guests, so that we can get both sides of the story. I guess this is another thing. Your mayor, Mamdani.
Yo, you guys. First of all, let's go. This is the second week you said this shit, and I'm not gonna stand for it. Okay, all right, I'm not standing for this shit. Mayor Mondani is Prince Hakeem's mayor. All right, it's not my mayor
Why is he my mayor?
because during the snowstorm, I was going at this dude saying, "Yo, I can't believe he didn't clean up this." And you were like, "Yo, what are you talking about? It's 1 week. Yo, give him a chance. Give him a chance.
Give him a
Give him a
chance. Is wild.
chance."
Give him a
He's like,
chance. Is
"Dreamer,
wild.
Dreamer, please wave the white flag. Don't go at him." And I was like, "Okay." I was like, "So that's your mayor." Now all of a sudden he's my mayor. He's my mayor. My mayor. Shout out to Mandani, yo. Listen, I'm not gonna act like I don't see certain things that he did that was kind of cool, and I see a lot of fuck shit. But at the same time, he's not my mayor.
He's not
bro.
your man. All right,
He's
so
not my
boom.
mayor.
I
You know
don't
who's
know
my
if
mayor? My mayor is Dinkins, yo.
Shout out to Dinkins, man. That's crazy. But there's been a lot of deed theft going around in the New York City area.
Especially in Brooklyn.
Yeah, where they're taking specifically Black and Latinos that own brownstones that have had them for decades and decades,
Paid off.
sometimes
Paid off.
centuries,
Paid
paid off
off.
homes.
Yeah.
And I don't know. The Jays are bringing false, fake eviction notices and
Jays, I had
false
to think
papers.
who he was talking about. And I was like, wait a minute, Jay-Z got a clan or something?
Nah.
He said the Jays.
Yeah, because they're so powerful. They got our first show shut down. So let's just call them the Jays.
The Jays. Okay.
The Jays are walking around with false eviction notices, false deeds, and they're essentially taking homes from under the homeowners' feet, like literally taking these big brownstones that are worth millions and millions of dollars that are fully paid off. And it came to pass this week, one of the councilmen was there to help one of the Brooklyn residents that have been going through this deed theft situation for a while. And this is something that is civil. It has nothing to... Huh?
Go ahead. No, I'm saying somebody went to jail and NYPD helped.
Yeah,
Go
that's what I'm saying. NYPD has nothing to do with these type of situations.
Right.
These are civil situations, and because the Jays are so dominant and they have everybody in their pockets, from the judges to the NYPD to everything.
To the president too.
To the president. They're able to do these things and structure these things where they work in tandem and get these people, like you said, arrested. Had the homeowner arrested, had the NYPD come and tried with a locksmith to break into this person's home,
to
aid them in taking the paid off brownstone from them. You understand? Because once you're Black and Latino and brown in this country, you can't have nothing. They feel that everything that you have shouldn't be yours. And if they're trying to take over a community and you're one of the people that are not going to give it up and you're reluctant to sell to them, they're going to find a way to do it. And today, well, not today, but I believe yesterday, which was the Mamdani established the Office of Deed Theft Prevention, which is going to aid and basically protect these people from these things happening. Granted, it has already happened to many people. They have someone, an owner from a brownstone in Harlem, that's actually living in a shelter because she was taken out of her own paid off brownstone in Harlem and she lost everything, and now she's in a shelter trying to fight to get back her residence because it's her residence. And they're preying on not just the Black, brown, and Latino people, but specifically the elder that, they'll come with a paper and, they may not be savvy with the language and familiar with the paperwork that they're bringing, and they confuse them and get them to sign or whatever and take it from them.
Facts.
And
I seen that.
at the end of the day, when you're doing things like that, instead of the police aiding them and taking the homes, the police should be arresting and locking them up for stealing the homes. That's the
Yeah.
way I see it. Like,
No,
when it
it
comes to
is.
pass that these are false documents, whether it's signed or not, these people should be going to jail. That would be the lesson that will make them stop. Once they see that they're
the J's,
Huh?
he should go to J.
Yeah, the J should go to jail. Yeah, the J should go to jail. Like, at the end of the day, because once they see that they're being prosecuted for this, um, I believe that essentially that will make them stop. But anything short of that, they're not going to stop. They're just going to find a way
It's
around
they're
it.
they're predatory. They know the loopholes.
Mhm.
It's a thing that people don't suspect them because they have so much property already. A lot of their people are the ones that are on Section 8. They're the ones that are on these welfare lines. They
Are
find
them.
all the loopholes to keep their family up,
Yep.
put buildings in their kids' names.
Yep.
It's all type of stuff that they do.
The Jays get away with everything.
They
The
do.
Jays get away with everything. And people always say, oh, we should stick together like them and this, that, and third, which I'm not saying that that's not true, that we shouldn't stick together like them. But they stick together, and everything that they do, not everything, but a
but they're
majority
gonna
of the
say,
things that they do to stick together is illegal.
but now they're gonna say we're anti.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I'm not anti nothing. I'm just speaking the truth. Hopefully, this new office of deed theft prevention that Mamdani started will get to work immediately and will help reverse all of the processes that have already taken place and essentially move these homeowners out of their home, get them back where they rightfully belong, and send the J's to J.
Sends the J's to J. All right, moving on. We've been talking tonight. We've been talking tonight. What the fuck? All right. So next thing up, I put in here that was very interesting to me. iHeart and Sirius XM is looking like they're gonna have a merger.
Okay.
I think this is big for the music industry. It may be big and bad, but at the same time, iHeart has been striking up deals everywhere with Netflix, doing podcasts with them, and they've got into a lot of different mediums recently. So this is something that I think would be pretty good. I don't know if you follow XM, Sirius XM, but I think that it would be good for the music industry because we need more. We need what's what I'm looking for here. We need more
love.
Yes, I'm gonna say love too. We need more people in the industry doing. I don't know what I'm saying, bro. I lost my thought. I must be losing my mind here, bro.
It's all good. Listen, at the end of the day, this has been a good segment of the pod today. So we could just go to the fashion statement, man.
How you gonna cut me off? I want to tell you what are you talking about?
You forgot what they need. I mean, listen, we can't stay too long on you'll remember after the fashion statement.
This nigga said, you don't know what you talking about. Just go straight to the fashion statement. All right, okay, dude.
Yeah. This is the fashion statement. Where drip, and style collide. Right here with Prince Hakeem. Right here. on the LXG Podcast.
Yes, so the fashion statement this week. I'm gonna start off light. Let me just start off with this. Today, the Jordan 5 Metallics came out today. Regular general release sneaker. I think they were readily available. If you wanted to get these, they were fairly easy to get. I believe that these will restock a couple of times. Not to say I don't buy GRs, but this was something that I wasn't looking forward to. It's a good spring summer sneaker. Don't get me wrong. But essentially for me, it's too plain, and I'm not just a hype beast that every single pair of Jordan that come out I need to get. Sneaker is dope, and I really hope that whoever really wanted it didn't go out and pay resale or buy them early, because these, I actually see, these are gonna sit in the stores. They'll be readily available online, and I believe if you wait maybe a week or two that you'll be able to get them for under retail. Moving along, on the 30th of this month, we have the Satoshi Nakamoto Van collaboration dropping, the rounded jewels. Now these are a pair of sneakers that I'm really interested in. I'm gonna try my best to get these for retail. I'm not a Vans wearer like that, but these, I like the details in these sneakers, and I actually really like Satoshi Nakamoto. I like his brand and his collection, and I think that he brings a lot to this collaboration with the jewels on there. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm not into the whole bedazzling the clothing that's out right now. Everybody's wearing bedazzled shirts and the jeans with it. That's not what I'm into really, but these sneakers is it. They retail for $200, come out on the 30th. This is the second pair. A pair of these came out, which is almost identical, came out in the February, and they retail for $200, and right now you can't get them for anything less than $1,400 on the resale market. So I expect the same for these. I expect that these are going to be upwards of $1,200 to $1,300, all the way to $2,500 on the resale market. And like I said, hopefully I can get these for retail. I can get a plug on these or something. And yeah, April 30th, if you're interested and you watch this, definitely have your alarm set or reminder set so that you could jump on and get these. And last but not least, we have the Jordan 6 collab with Awake New York. This is another installment that they have where they're dropping one pair of the blue and one pair of the pink. This being the pink pair. When I first saw this, I really wasn't feeling it. And I believe that it was due to the fact that it still had the regular infrared Jordan 6 sole. But as I'm seeing it and as it's getting closer to the release date, this is going to be releasing late summer, early fall. I'm starting to like them, only because I like that they're different and they really are going to make you have to put in some work to actually get these off, and you have to have a fire fit to make these really stand out and be dope. And that's something that I'm really into. So the Wake Jordan 6s are something that I'm looking forward to. I'm probably gonna, if I had to pick out of the two, I will be copping the pink. Unfortunately, I don't have a picture of the blue pair, but if I can, I'll throw those on after, and we'll put this within this somewhere. But yeah, that's the fashion statement of the week. Supreme had a drop this week. Most of the stuff that they had was doo-doo. It was trash. I'm not even gonna lie. That's why it didn't even make the fashion statement. I'm just throwing that out as an honorary mention. I know a lot of people love Supreme, so you know, if you got something from the pickup, you did. But yeah, that's the fashion statement this week, guys.
Okay. I got Tech report this week. Let's do this, guy. I'm back in there like swimwear.
I'm in there like
Yo.
swimwear.
It's time for the tech report on the LXG Podcast with DJ Dreamer, where the streets meet the future. Let's get plugged in.
Okay. Today on the tech report, first things up. I don't know if you heard, but Apple CEO has been changed. We had Tim Cook for like about 15 years, I believe, or something like that. And it's a changing of the guard now. You know, I remember when we had Steve Jobs. I remember watching those keynotes with Steve Jobs.
That's right.
But now, and Steve Jobs actually picked Tim Cook, and now we're at the juncture where Tim Cook is changing and picking his successor, which is John Ternus. John Ternus has been working with Apple for about, I believe, 20 years or something like that. He's a product guy. He's worked on a lot of different products as far as the iPad and the MacBook. He's a product guy like Steve Jobs. So a lot of people are very happy because the new person that's going to be running the company is a product guy. Now, Tim Cook is not leaving Apple. He's going to stay on as the head of he's going to be the chairman of the board. So he'll still be there while John Ternus just steers the company in the right direction. I believe that this is a time where we're going to get better products. They're going to take chances again. Apple was being very safe under the regime of Tim Cook. Tim Cook was a logistics guy. He knew about the product chain. He knew how to, if you notice that we would get in one product and the next year that product would be the second product that was, you know, it'd be like the sub tier. Like we'll get the iPhone 15. Next year we get the 16, but then the 15 will be like the second tier. You know what I'm saying? It was. He knew how to reuse, like
he
chips,
knew how to
recycle chips, and he turned Apple into a $4 trillion company. So Tim Cook, even though he didn't take chances, he sure as hell knew how to make that bread. And he also started services when he realized that people weren't buying iPhones anymore. But basically, we weren't turning over. You know, how often you change your phone?
Every year.
Oh yeah, you do yours every year. I do mine every like 2 to 3 years now. Before it used to be every year, but when he realized that, like, he basically started services with Apple, with the Apple One and everybody. They said just the services alone is about a $4 billion revenue stream for them. And
I definitely have Apple One.
So before I get to the next thing, the two major things that came out under Tim Cook while he had his reign at Apple is he came out with the AirPods. We love the AirPods, right? And he came out with the Apple Watch. The Apple Watch was under him. Now the duds that he came out with, I'm gonna say I wanted one, but I didn't get it, was the Vision Pro.
Vision Pro, okay. I thought you were going to say the HomePod. Okay.
I like the HomePod. I got a HomePod.
I do, but they haven't updated it since it came out. Like,
haven't iterated it. Well, they did. They did update it, but it looks the same.
Yeah.
It needs to have a screen like the Google Home Max or whatever
Alexa
it's called.
or something like.
Yeah. So hopefully we get that with the new there's a WWDC coming up. They're gonna announce a lot of things, and you know they always do their keynote right before the new iPhone. So I feel like we're gonna get some new products under this guy. This guy is gonna want to shake stuff up. But okay, the second thing that I got in my where we at? The second thing that I have in the docket is there's a new Instagram. I know this is like tech, but it's this, Instagram is still techie, right? You're still in
Yeah.
that for, yeah. So Instagram just started a new app, but it's only in Italy right now. It's called Instance. It's just like what's that app? You ever heard that app called Be Real?
No, actually, I don't.
They have an app called Be Real. It's kind of like Snapchat, but it's like Be Real is like a app where throughout the day it goes off and you got to take a picture wherever you at, and it takes video on the front and the back. You can't wherever you at, once you pull it out and use it, it's called Be Real. You can't sugarcoat it, you can't upload photos, you can't do nothing. So Instance is taken from that app. You know how Instagram always likes to steal from somebody else. So Instance is I feel like we're gonna get it soon, and it's gonna be rolled out just like Threads. If you have an Instagram account, you're gonna be able to get onto that. That's coming soon. It's something that I thought that's gonna probably be really dope for us. I just think that what Meta Instagram should have stole, if they're gonna steal anything, is the remember in Snapchat when you got the different filters wherever you at?
Yeah.
I think that was the illest thing ever. Like if I was like in your area, I would see filters from that area. If you had a party, you could do the filters up. I think that Instagram needs to do that, and I don't know if they could work that into Instance, but but that's the tech report. I know you did share something else. I was gonna get it in there, the Casio thing, but we'll do that next week.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the tech report, and yeah, bro.
Well, yeah, it's been a good show, man. I can't even lie,
Right on the
man.
spot. Who's your top 5 rappers of all time? Before we go,
all time. Jay-Z, Biggie, Jadakiss, Fabulous, and Nas.
Wow. Okay. All right. Well, me, I'm Biggie, Jay-Z, Nas, Fab, Redman.
Okay,
And,
Redman. Okay.
Yeah, Redman.
Nice.
Yeah, Redman is always in my top 5. Always.
Okay. Shout out to Redman.
All right, man. It's been good. See
you
when I see you.
See you when you see it. Listen, once again, like and subscribe, and we'll be back next week. You got to press the button, bro. You can't press the button with the 2 fingers. What do you do? Are you voguing? This guy is voguing, bro. Yo.